Almost all of our medications are based off of the science of plants and like essential oils. But the thing with medicine is, in order to create a medicine, you have to be able to patent it so that only you make the money off of it. And in order to patent it, they have to add something to it that isn't natural, because you can't patent something that just grows naturally. And more often than not, the reason why we have side effects to medications is because of the unnatural stuff added. But that also, like when you're using pure essential oils and you think about aspirin is actually based off of the science of wintergreen and birch and these natural plants that have this chemical constituent to it. Like you could use these and not have any side effects, or you could use aspirin that does have side effects with it.
Welcome to the Bottle Poppin Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We are popping open wintergreen oil. So for those listening, you obviously cannot see it, but this cap is a thicker, bigger cap, and it is meant as a deterrent so that people don't accidentally get into this oil. This is not one that I will be sampling today because there is no supplements facts box on the back, and the bigger cap gives me an indicator that this one is a no-go for internal use.
And just to clarify, it's not just a bigger cap, but it's like a child-proof cap. So it's one where you have to like press down to turn it. So it's kind of complicated to open.
It is. You have to be intentional with it. The reason is that wintergreen and birch are the only two essential oils that have methyl salicylate in it. And methyl salicylate is a blood thinner, similar to what aspirin is. And so even in small doses, it can be fatal. And so they want to make sure that people do not get into this oil unintentionally, I guess. Yeah, and take it internally.
Well, and this is what I love about essential oils. You know, I think a lot of people think of essential oils as being a new thing and, it's just trendy right now. But essential oils are original medicine. And the interesting thing with medicine, like aspirin, as you mentioned, almost all of our medications are based off of the science of plants and like essential oils. But the thing with medicine is, in order to create a medicine, you have to be able to patent it so that only you make the money off of it. And in order to patent it, they have to add something to it that isn't natural, because you can't patent something that just grows naturally. And more often than not, the reason why we have side effects to medications is because of the unnatural stuff added. But that also, like when you're using pure essential oils and you think about aspirin is actually based off of the science of wintergreen and birch and these natural plants that have this chemical constituent to it. Like you could use these and not have any side effects, or you could use aspirin that does have side effects with it. And again, I mean, obviously death is a side effect that comes with both of them because that chemical constituent is there. But that's naturally from the plant versus some of the side effects that you get from overdosing on aspirin aren't because it's not the natural part, it's the unnatural part.
Speaking of the natural versus unnatural, when I smell this one, I immediately smell traditional wintergreen that you would smell in toothpaste or chewing gum. It is interesting that if small amounts of the pure oil are toxic, what exactly are they putting in these products that we are using internally that is presumably not natural anymore, right?
Presumably, but probably listed as natural flavorings, which is also like really, we as humans should avoid any food that has, quote, natural flavorings in it, because there's nothing natural about it. Like that's just a marketing term as well. And the things that they have to do to make something taste or smell natural is not natural.
Which is interesting that somebody went that direction at some point with this one, because it does smell minty. It has a little bit of a sweetness to it. It's not like peppermint. That's just a sharp mint. It's a soft mint, and it's got, again, a little bit of that sweetness to it. So somebody smelled it and thought, oh, this would make a really great flavoring or toothpaste.
Yeah.
But yeah, did the first couple people that try it not do so successfully because they did not survive the testing. I don't know.
Yeah, super interesting to think about. This one, so one of the blends that doTERRA sells that has wintergreen in it is deep blue, and I definitely use deep blue more often than I use this. But this smell is, I feel like the smell that stands out the most in deep blue. Mm-hmm. And my husband always says it smells like old people because because of like
the muscle rub. Yeah. Well, and deep blue also comes with that special cap. So that's the wintergreen is the Y of that comes with a special cap as well.
I like the smell. I don't.
Okay. So how do you
like old people?
how do you tend to use this one the most?
Again, like I clearly don't use it that often since I still have the old green label, but I mean, that's a good thing. I thankfully don't deal with many aches and pains, but when I have had aches and pains, I really like to use this. Mix it with Epsom salts and then just like put your feet in them. It's amazing how relaxing. And even if it's like your elbow hurting, soaking your feet in Epsom salts, and this is going to help her elbow, like the pain relief just goes all the way up.
Yeah. And I do like just applying this one topically. I will say I've been using birch, which has the same chemical constituent in it, more than the wintergreen when I'm just applying it to an ache or pain, but this is easy to do with that. However, because this one does smell good, it really works well in the diffuser too. So a fun diffuser blend is 3 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of wintergreen, and 2 drops of wild orange. That smells nice too.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to put that in my diffuser today to smell it because I don't think I've ever diffused wintergreen, but I like the smell.
No?
It's uplifting. So yeah. But no, I haven't. You have diffused it before?
Yeah, because, and I love this one with Siberian fir, but I was trying to find us a diffuser blend that didn't have only winter options because this with Siberian fir or any of the fir oils is just so, because again, it's not as sharp as the peppermint scent. Mm-hmm. And so it's got the sweetness and the minty, and then you combine it with the fir oil. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to do this one. I thought it was interesting as well. Before this podcast, I looked up the emotional benefits of it. And this is the oil of surrendering. And so like it helps with people who are just like really stuck on something and can't let it go. But I was thinking it's just kind of the same thing with like aches and pains or like knots in the body. And this is a really great oil to massage with. But just like it kind of helps melt away the knots and the pain. Like a lot of times when we're not willing to let go of something from an emotional standpoint, and yet we feel that relief and that release when we finally do.
And emotional things end up showing up in us physically too. So you think about that if that muscle knot did come from something emotional, then you're getting rid of both at the same time. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister was just telling us she goes and gets a massage once a month and she will walk into the place and people will be like, I'm going to make up these names to protect her, but they'll be like, oh, let's check up and see how Sam's doing today. And it's her coworkers. And she has certain knots that the masseuse like just calls by her coworkers' names. Well, anything else on wintergreen?
No, I think this is a good one to have in your back pocket. I don't know that I use it often. I do have the newer bottle, but at the same time, I don't know that I use this one a lot of times. I feel like there's plenty of oils to apply topically for the pain relief part, but because it does have that natural blood thinning ability similar to aspirin, I feel like if I can put something on topically and avoid having to take a medication, then great. And again, I think it smells very refreshing in the diffuser.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to diffusing it today. So we hope you found this informative and helpful and that you pop open a bottle of wintergreen and enjoy it. So thanks so much for listening. We'll have a brand new episode for you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these Bottle Poppin ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.